11 p.m. on the East Coast. We're back on the air, and we have news. There will be young children in the White House for the first time since the Kennedy generation. An African American has broken the barrier as old as the Republic. An astonishing candidate, an astonishing campaign, a seismic shift in American politics.
I think, yes, the president has to be held accountable, and the president said that when he spoke at National Action Network. But I think that too many of us are putting it all on the president. If I see a riot in Congress, where's the counterpoint to riot? That's not President Obama's job. He shouldn't lead the civil rights marches against himself.
Robert? There's a context in the nation that a criticism of President Obama is an attempt to support right-wing vicious attacks of Fox News and others.
Cornell.
Part of the problem right now, let me tell you something, brother.
No.
I love this brother when he was outside. I love this brother giving his assets, but I tell you this, I worry about your brother because you could be easily manipulated by those in the White House who do have the interests of Wall Street oligarchs, who do have the interests of corporate plutocrats, and you oppose, but you end up being the face, and if Barack Obama ends up just being another black mascot.
Since President Obama's become president, job rate has improved, unemployment rate is down, and my life personally has improved.
Do I agree that the president takes the black community for granted? Yes and no. I think yes, in the sense that he has not brought forward any issues regarding the black community.
Since he's been in office for 4 years, I think he's done very well, even though the Republicans have fought against everything that he's tried to do and made his tenure in the presidency very, very difficult.
Since President Obama has become president, tell me how your life has changed.
So I don't think it's changed, man. It's been the same.
They will not be met easily or in a short span of time. But know this, America, they will be met.
This is an evil system. It says in God we trust, but you know and I know that God ain't nowhere in the mix. So President Obama has taken that he wants to perpetuate this evil system. He wants this evilness to continue. He wants the United States to be the most powerful nation in the world with the most powerful military in the world. But then if you trust in God, why do you need all of that?
If they decided to put a Hispanic president in, it wouldn't change necessarily the government policy as it relates to what's happening around the world and how people are affected by these policies. Like I said, it's a good thing that we have a black man that's present, because 40 years ago, we didn't have no idea that was going to happen back in 2009. So a lot of things have changed.
I work wardrobe. Some shows I'm the costume designer, some shows I'm the costumer. So wardrobe is what I do. When I'm the costume designer, I meet with the director and the producers. That's how I get my job. And then I read over the script and we work together. It's a collaborative on what the actor's going to wear, per se, the director and the movie and the character breakdown, the whole thing of it. And I shop the clothes. I hire my department. I'm the head of my department, and I do the budget and the breakdown and make sure that the look is right for the film, for the character, for the actor. The economy affected our industry. Before the recession, there was a writer's strike, and that was 100 days. And so a lot of work stopped, and then work slowed down. And then when work came back after the strike, it was only at 40%. So a lot of work didn't come back at all. And so then the work that did come back, it came back, they finished out, and then you were out of work again. It brings down your self-esteem to not be working. And if you've been doing it for a long time, to do another job is very different. You know, working in a department store is different than what I do. I have to be retrained again. And then you just have to get your mind around, okay, I haven't worked for a year. I haven't worked for a year and a half. I haven't worked for 2 years, going on 2 years and a couple of months. I have to do something. I have to work. I have to get another job. So I did the substitute teaching, which was good. And I did a good job doing it. It's just that it's very emotionally draining. I like it, and it's not my field that I want to get into. But I'm glad that I can do it. I'm glad that I do have a backup, and it does keep you motivated and going. But it also keeps me more thirsty to continue to work just as hard in my field as a costume designer. Faith in God keeps me grounded, and just to turn to God and to pray for God to turn it around, because I know God's going to turn it around. And it could be another year or another month or today or tomorrow that He could turn it around as far as work is concerned, but my faith in God keeps me grounded.
You've got the civil rights generation, the King generation, I guess Jackson, a little younger, but it's Jackson generation. How do you've got that generation, and then really the Obama generation, which are a lot of the people in your book, Deval Patrick, Cory Booker. How do you understand the difference between those two generations and their experience?
It's part of the most interesting part of the book for me was talking to some of the civil rights veterans, because some of them embraced this notion. Joseph Flower, who gave the benediction at the inauguration, he embraced this notion. He's 87 years old. He got that at some point you hand over the baton, that you don't hold, as someone said, hold on to the gavel to the grave. That at some point you've got to pass on. And he embraced Barack Obama, for instance, very early on. On the other hand, there are others who are typically thought of as civil rights leaders who have said, oh, there's nothing new here. We've seen this before, nothing to look at, move on. Al Sharpton, who supported Obama, was wise enough and politically mature enough to do it quietly, knowing it could hurt him. But he also said, listen, I remember when a generation of black mayors came to power and we thought they were going to solve all our problems, and they didn't. So he doesn't necessarily subscribe to it. More famously conflicted was Jesse Jackson, who ran for president twice, who managed to always, just at the wrong moment, say something skeptical about Barack Obama, which of course we all jumped on. But the truth was, people don't give Jesse Jackson credit for being a complicated individual too.
When you see Jesse Jackson, when my name goes in nomination, your name goes in nomination. I was born in the slum, but the slum was not born in me. And it wasn't born in you, and you can make it. Wherever you are tonight, you can make it. Hold your head high. Stick your chest out. You can make it. It gets dark sometimes, but the morning comes. Don't you surrender. Suffering breeds character. Character breeds faith. In the end, faith will not disappoint. You must not surrender. You may or may not get there, but just know that you are qualified, and you hold on and hold out. We must never surrender. America will get better and better. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive on tomorrow night and beyond.
In 2007, then Senator Barack Obama came to a very large park here in Los Angeles, Rancho Cienega Park. But I looked around the audience, and I just turned, not in the stage looking around, and then I saw the whole diversity of the country. It was young, old, white, black, straight, gay, Jew, Gentile, Latino, Oriental, college students, old rock, old hippies and everything. And I said, this guy got something on the ball. And I started paying closer attention to his campaign. Now we fast forward to March of 2008, And I remember Super Bowl Sunday, I got this thing on email that Michelle Obama was speaking at UCLA at Pauley Pavilion. So I didn't pay attention to the Super Bowl, but I went to go see what she had to say. And she was on stage with all the people like the Kennedy women, Caroline Kennedy, Ethel Kennedy, just a whole stage full of powerful women. And the thing is, the place was packed. 18,000 people on Super Bowl Sunday in America, that's unheard of. And then from that point on, I started going down, just seeing how I can get involved, reading the emails, sending in a couple of dollars for the campaign. And I was still working full time. I hadn't fully made the switch over to work on the campaign, but it was, you could feel the excitement building in the air. I had a decision to make. I had making a comfortable existence, managing a furniture store. It was what I knew. That was my comfort level. But it was always that little itch at the back of my head saying, it's time to do something better, time to do something better. My good friend, Greg Akili, who had worked with SEIU and also learned at the feet of Cesar Chavez so many years before, he called me up and said, Kevin, we need your organizing skills to come work on this campaign for Senator Obama. He didn't say presidential hope, he said Senator Obama. It's going to be a lot of work, it's going to meet a lot of people, it's going to be a good campaign, but we need you. He didn't promise me a salary or anything. He said we may make history. We may make history. I was torn for about 2 weeks because I said, well, hey, how much are you going to make? He said, it's going to be, no, we're not paying anything. I'm not paying anything. I'm supposed to just, do this for free?
No. My life, I wouldn't care what president is in because I'm an entrepreneur. I make my own way. Government is bad, especially for black people. Black people need to become more entrepreneurs and stop worrying about government. I'm more of a Booker T. Washington conservative. That's it.
How has your life changed since President Obama's become president?
He gave us hope. He did give us hope, and he's an intellectual, intelligent who happens to be African American and the president. But my life has changed because it showed us how much further we have to go. We still have to fight again. We're the party of, Democratic Party, the party of inclusion, not exclusion. We're being excluded, and we're allowing others to exclude us.